Yo, 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 how's it going, people? Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's been pretty quiet on the old live streaming front for a little while. I had some family stuff to deal with. Got a little bit of a throat infection as well, so I'm gonna try and keep my cool tonight. Hope you're all well. Shout out to you, Jesse, for the first vote and the first comment. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep it down to about 2 hours tonight. At a maximum. Gotta make sure I get my beauty sleep in and all that. How you doing, Kloss? What's good, man? Our resident Dominic Reyes, what's good, man? I have a really, really bad stomachache. What have you been doing? I mean, I hope you feel better. And what have you been doing? Is this like I know you don't, as far as I remember, you don't do any Thanksgiving stuff. So is it like I'm assuming it's some kind of food hangover. How you doing, Beeswax? What's good, man? Appreciate you all turning up first thing. Yeah, I tried to not miss a Sunday under any circumstances. When I woke up this morning, I was thinking, you know what? Don't think I'll do one today. Wasn't feeling too well, but I've managed to clear the throat out a little bit. Don't ask me how. None of those comments. This ain't a Jordan Aristi stream or whatever the fuck his name is. How you doing, Ash? What's good, man? How you doing, Race? Yeah, Elon Musk in the building. I'm just going to embrace it from here on out. It might be a little bit lower energy today than usual. I'm going to try and save my throat. Not for what you're going to suggest. I know how you all are. It's been a pretty chilled weekend. Other than that, mostly been just trying to recover a little bit. Haircut looking sharp. I appreciate that, man. I did get a haircut. I tried to keep it a little bit light because obviously it's cold. But I'm one of those people who, when I get a haircut, I'm not very demanding. I just let them do whatever the hell it is they're gonna do. No, it snowed for the first time this year, so it was really cold. I think we're expecting a similar thing over the next couple days. Appreciate it, Race. I get the bog standard white person haircut, and all the white people in the chat will know exactly what I'm talking about. The old 2-finger job. Again, not in the arsehole, just to be clear. Yo, I got an issue. I got drunk on Friday and pissed on my friend's chair and laptop. God damn. And he's still your friend. Shout out to your friend. Are you live streaming from the ICU right now? Jordan Aristi gave you a throat cuck. Do you know what? Yeah, I've been seeing more of his videos pop up. The guy's entertaining as fuck. I gotta give him that. Yeah, I gotta go shit. Don't let that stop you from enjoying the live stream. Many people watch this from the toilet, and it all is what it is. How you doing, Batman? I'm good, man. How's my favorite my only Swiss Lebanese bastard? How you doing, bro? Good to have you back. You know what? Yeah, for all the shit you get, people were asking where you were on the last stream. They were worried that you died because you're here so regularly. What happens if corn is overboiled? I imagine it just tastes a bit watered down. I'm assuming. And how would you know? I guess it's a very good question to start things off. I found bottles of milk on somebody's porch and gave it to them as an apology, but my friend's wife is kind of a bitch to me now. I mean, you did. First of all, can you backtrack a little bit? Do you remember the incident that well, or was there like a moment when you just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna piss on this guy's laptop? Or did you think you were in the bathroom? I need more context before I judge you as a friend. I got to piss. Be right back. I appreciate the fact that you turned up before, like you're bursting to go, but you jump on Frankie's live stream before you let the stream go. So fair enough to you. We were worried we wouldn't get to celebrate in time. This is the kind of story to tell people about. 100%. You got to share it with the boys. It's cathartic. Get it out of your system. I mean, you're a scummy friend that needs to be watched at all times. And you ain't getting an invitation over to my house anytime soon. You need to go for at least, I'm going to say 12 months without pissing on somebody's stuff. No, I don't remember doing it. Are you sure you haven't been framed? I mean, is your friend the kind of guy to blame it on you and let you take the grenade from the missus? I think you really need to have a conversation because it sounds a bit fishy to me. What do you think of Paddy versus Justin for the interim title? Armin got finessed by Dana and Ilya. Well, Ash, my opinion of it was I didn't really feel like Armin. I thought like Hooker was a little bit of a weak opponent to vote you into a title shot, so I wasn't really too keen on it anyway. However, I don't really care. I don't give a fuck. I'll be honest. I do think the Paddy Gaethje thing's a little bit of a weird one. I don't know why they didn't just make Paddy versus Armin, because Gaethje is not worthy of a title elimination bout, which is, let's call it what it is. It's a title elimination bout. But no, through and through, I don't really give a fuck. I do think Armin was done a little bit dirty, but it's not like the most egregious passing over in UFC history or anything. The guy was inactive, and then he gets Dan Hooker, who shouldn't have really been in that position in the first place. I thought he lost to what you call it, Gamrot. So swings and roundabouts. Where was the laptop at the time? On a chair or somewhere else? That is an excellent question. You should be a detective, because I didn't even think about that. There's a lot of holes going on here. I think you've been framed by the sounds of it. It sounds to me like you were just spraying everywhere, though, if it did happen. No, I don't think he'd do that. You're not sure, though, are you? And I woke up in my combats and underwear was soaked, so I definitely did it. I'm just trying to make things right. So you peed through your... there's a lot of moving parts here, I've got to say. Man, I ain't judging no one. I came home, I thought I slept good, and woke up with my gym bicycle over me, and my room was looking like I got robbed. The thing is, yeah, you're not a real man if something like this hasn't happened to you. We've all had drunken mad ones. I mean, I've done it live on stream and tried to jump out the window once. I'm in no position to judge anyone either. I'm back, bitches. Welcome back, Batman. Hope you had a good piss. Hope you washed your hands. You were back suspiciously quickly. Laptop on desk next to chair. God damn. Yo, Frankie, I've been working on my top 15 GOAT list career-wise, non-PUD. Any 3 hella underrated guys who got fantastic careers. I need them for honorable mentions. Got them total 15 complete. Who's in your top 22 then? Oh, sorry, is it 25 or what did you say? Or top 15. So who's in your top 12? Were people worried about me yesterday? I wouldn't say worried. Let's not go too far now. But you are I'm not going to say well liked within the community. You're kind of liked within the community. We have acknowledged that you're a cunt, but like I said, you're our cunt. And we need to look out for each other. Every group has got their resident piece of shit. And we need him around to make the rest of us look better. I'm thinking Ryan Bader and Ryan Bader? Ryan Bader. What? Ryan Bader might struggle to break into my top 50, mate. Top 100. I wouldn't even think of Ryan Bader. I'm very interested to see what your list is shaping up to look like. Irish passport is one of the best passports in the world. Top 5 easily. Top 5. I've never had to get like a visa in advance with an Irish passport. And now apparently you can get into America without one as well. So I've apologized like 8 times and I don't know how to make this right. Are you in a position where you can pay for the damages? That might go a long way. The thing is, you got to give him time, because if you over apologize, it's just, the apology lessens every time. The Wank Show, right on. How you doing, JVD? Johnny Walker versus Renato Moicano. Who is pound for pound the best shenanigan fighter in the UFC? What shenanigans does Johnny Walker? I guess. Ryan Bader. That's exactly what it's supposed to sound like. Ryan Bader. It shouldn't be on anybody's good at anything list. DC ruined that for him in one fucking fell swoop. I thought the chat here hated my existence. I guess someone does care about me. I care about you, Batman. I do. People were genuinely asking where you got to. I was as surprised as you were. Nice one, Raise. I appreciate it. I'll try and contribute the best way I can, but obviously we've had numerous, not arguments, but like disagreements about this kind of thing before. So it's gonna be tough. I'm sure that my input will just prove to enrage you. No damages, only my pride. She put the laptop in an airing cupboard. You got to think about the smell, though. I mean, I don't imagine just sticking a piss-stained laptop into an airing cupboard is going to get the job done. You know what I mean? Who's the GOAT, bro? It's Mighty Mouse. It's unquestionably Mighty Mouse. But I'm kind of with Jesse though. I've got GSP as number 2, then Jones as number 3, and now Makhachev as number 4. And I've probably still just about got Anderson Silva as number 5, although I'm starting to question that one. It's a tough one. At the end of the day, I'm not going to rag on anyone's list. You know, it's all subjective at the end of the day, kind of. There's not really like wrong answers about the GOAT list. It really comes down to what you preference, I guess. Beeswax golden showered on the wrong thing. This is what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think you and the wife were up to some funny play. You've misdirected. It's landed on the laptop. And then or maybe it was you and your mate. No judgments here, sir. Mighty Mouse faced the weakest competition, though. I don't agree, man. I think his competition aged pretty well. And I think it's because the flyweight division doesn't get the love that it deserves. The Irish passport is ranked 3rd in the world, and the Swiss passport is ranked 4th. Not too bad, you Irish. I remember the Swiss passport used to be number 1. Apparently, the Singaporean passport's really good as well. But Irish going up to number 3. The last time I checked, not that I do this on a regular basis, it was like 5th or 6th. So great passport to have. I don't really like the burgundy color though. I think there's a bit of cuckery going on. We should have stuck with the royal green. Silver was an animal. He just stayed around too long. I completely agree with you. I think you have to discount the latter part of Silver's career. I think. I can't post all of it here. I'm posting it in the last 2 lives comments. Check it in a minute or 2. All right, I'll try and do that. No, I couldn't do that with my friend's wife, but you could do it with somebody else's wife. I'm just trying to figure out what the line is here. Nick Diaz would have been up there if UFC didn't fuck him over on his prime. Nick Diaz is a fighter's fighter. You know, Nick Diaz is on a lot of people's favorite lists, if not their GOAT list. But certainly losing 5 years of your career to fucking weed is one of the biggest outrages in history. And now I've heard he's a little bit of a smackhead. Or he's on meth or something. I'm not sure what the difference is. Fedor was a beast, just wasn't in the UFC, but he was probably the best about. Check your page. Hang on a second. Do you mean your YouTube page? It's non-PEDs only, by the way. Is this confirmed like PEDs? So I'm assuming you've admitted like Anderson Silva, John Jones. The thing is with the heavyweight GOAT, I don't think Baz Rutten ever got popped. No. But things are a little bit more loosey-goosey back then. Nick Diaz and Tony Ferguson would have had the most ruthless fights in the UFC. That's one that we definitely missed out on. For some reason, they definitely didn't fight right. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Hell yeah, somebody isn't my friend. Frankie, I roleplayed as a drunk husband yesterday with my girlfriend and ended up slapping her 2 times. Thanks for sharing. That's exactly what I need to hear on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. She's Russian, so she's durable for domestic abuse. There he is. If anybody was missing Batman, think about it. Yeah, no UFC on it, but it's my work and random videos. All right, hang on a second, bro. I'm going to check this out. And I'm going to throw you a sub as well for shizzle. Because we support each other in this community. Hang on a second. I'll post your channel in the description. So you got so you're well on your way to 100 subscribers. Hang on a second, bro. Do you ever do like lives as well? Some of your short numbers are really, really decent. So it's another sub from me. Shout out to you, bro. Good luck on the journey. Starting out is a little bit rough going, but keep at it. and I promise you, it will. I don't promise you, but it will more than likely bear fruit if you don't give up. Nick fought Tony, but at the end of his career, Nate. I thought Nate and Tony fought. I think you're talking about Prime, yeah, because I was pretty sure we got that fight. That would have been an abomination if we didn't, but you know, I don't think it came at the right time. This is my logic. If I do something worse, the piss won't be a problem. Should I key I'm sorry in his wife's car door? It's technically criminal damage, and I don't know what kind of rap sheet you've already had in the past, but it sounds like a brilliant idea. Go for it. Why not? She sounds like a proper piece of work, though, to be fair. I mean, it's only piss. Come on. Frankie, I was on Tiff's lives a few days ago, and she told me to kill myself. Damn, that's harsh. What did you do? Thank you. Nick was a welterweight. Yeah, it's true, but the fight still could have happened. Real legends find a way to fight. And Tony could kind of. He was a very skinny lightweight. Oh yes, Nate did submit Tony during his losing streak. Just remembered it. The reason why it doesn't feel like it counts is because we didn't get it when we were supposed to get it. I've never been the biggest Tony Ferguson fan. I love his fights, but I think he's a bit of a bellend and a bit of a weirdo. However, even I was really, really happy to see him win in that Misfits boxing nonsense. And I know it was against a fat Filipino, but still, shout out to him. Frankie, sub your boy up and give me a shout out. Well, are you planning on doing some live soon as well? This could be very, very entertaining. We can come and harass you at some point. That would be amazing. How you doing, Mitch? What's good, man? Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thanks a lot for turning up. Oh, by the way, shout out to you, Black Betty. Hope you're having a good day, man. I'm trying to find at BN. What's good, man? Always good to have you here. Why can't I see Batman's comments? Oh, there you are. This is a guy who's definitely in love with himself. We need to get him live streaming. How you doing, Adolf? What's good, man? Your list is there. It's in the comments. Why can't I see it? Is it in the comments of this video? I'm more than happy to help out with it, but I think you're doing your usual thing where you're trying to get in a little bit of back and forth with me. Nick's prime ended in 2012. The timing was never right. That's a fair assessment. The thing is with Nick, he didn't always win, but he was always entertaining, and I've got to give him that. If Tony would have lost in the boxing as well, I would have trained myself to fight Tony just to end his losing streak. Not gonna lie, that much of a fan, yeah. Dyslexics read Batman's name as Admiral. No, last live. Shit, man, you're really making me work for this, aren't you? Hang on a sec. All right, career GOAT. So we've got GSP as number 1, Demetrius Johnson as number 2, Alex Pereira as number 3, Makachev as 4, Matt Hughes as 5, Volkanovski is 6, Aldo, Marab, Stipe, Daniel Cormier, Pantoja, Ilia Topuria, Khabib, Francis Ngannou, Bazru. I don't like Francis Ngannou as number 14 either. I don't think he's done enough. But this is a very, very good list. I might not necessarily agree with the order of it, but I certainly agree with like I think in terms of non-PED users, I don't think you could have done much better than you've done. You kind of got to have you don't have Fedor in there, do you? Or do you? I would argue that Stipe is above Ngannou. I would probably go with that. No, I'm just curious about other people's opinions. I'm not as knowledgeable at MMA as I would like to be. You aren't the first person whose opinion I've asked. I appreciate that. Matt Hughes at 5. Matt Hughes was very underrated, and the welterweight division at the time was the best it's ever been, in my opinion. There were some killers in there. That list must be UFC only. How you doing, Cheddarhead? What's good, brother? I'm not going to say my usual thing. I wasn't really that nice to Tiffs. Yeah, you should try and be nice to her. Do you know what? Yeah, I went onto her early live stream, and to be fair to her, like she did a really good job. And then I woke up in the morning and she was still on. It was like an 8-9 hour stream. So fair play to her for your first stream to do 8-9 hours. That's amazing. Francis isn't top 20. I agree with that as well. I wouldn't have him anywhere near the 20, and I would have Stipe above Ngannou as well. Did I read Stipe out already? I'm not going to read that out about Ray. What the fuck are you on today, Batman? By the way, just a little reminder to you guys, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, shout out to Tiff. She did a really good job. I'd definitely like to have her on again to do a little, to do a little live stream. But I need to be very, very careful because obviously I don't want to talk about things that she would find like offensive or stuff that she wouldn't want to talk about. And I sometimes forget that you fuckers are in the stream. So I just ask like personal questions and don't really think about the repercussions, which I need to be a lot more careful of. Have you watched any of Myla's streams? I went on a couple. I haven't. Isn't Myla like I don't really fully understand the whole lore behind it. Is Myla like isn't she associated with Geo in some way, shape, or form? I'm sure she is. In fact, hasn't she been dicked down by her? Isn't she like Clown Show's little Pooh Bear, from what I understand? Frankie, I smoked weed today. I'm happy for you, man. I've given up on trying to get weed. It ain't gonna happen. Francis is in my top 10 MMA frauds right next to John Jones. Jesus. And I'm not entirely convinced on the Francis Ngannou no help thing. Why are English women such ugly whores? Sam, I thought you were a white enthusiast through and through. It's complicated. I bet it fucking is. I bet it is. I got sent like a short by somebody. I can't remember who it was, showing Myla and Clown Show like having like a little love in. I'm happy he finally, found somebody. It's nice for him. Just due to Puria versus Dawson. Fuck it, why not? How you doing, Rivervix? What's good, man? I don't like Grant Dawson. I find him boring, and I find his personality a little bit cringy, but he is a good fighter. It feels like 2026 is not going to be a very good year for MMA. Can I be on the live since Tiff was? Yeah, you can be on the live. I mean, not today, but we can do it this week. Stipe was 9. Got you. I think even Stipe at 9 is a little bit high. I think the only reason Stipe gets spoken of so highly is because the heavyweight division has never been that good. It's always been one of the shittiest divisions skill-wise in all of combat sports. I think in terms of confirmed non-PED users, it's a pretty decent top 15. There's some that I wouldn't have in there. I wouldn't have Ngannou in there. Who else wouldn't I have? I personally think Matt Hughes is a little bit high, but I get it. I like that Alex Pereira shout at 3. 2-time two-weight world champion, 2 times glory kickboxing. I can see the rationale behind it. Personally, I wouldn't have him that high either, but I get it. Frankie, invite me on your live. I might try to whip it out. Hell no. I'm not having my non-existent YouTube career destroyed by somebody's dong. Can I interview you on a live? I mean, you absolutely could. I don't know what the fuck you'd ask me though. I'm not that interesting. I mean, the only things I have to talk about that would be semi-interesting for you perverts would be my dick slinging adventures, which have been copious and amazing, to be honest. That's about all I've got. Unless you want to hear me fucking warble on about my kids for 2 hours, because I could definitely do that. What do you think of Nina Drama? I'd bone her, but I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. Have you seen that man or bear trend? The fuck is that? Shortest fights to double champ, plus I think he's still going to get a much better career. I don't hate it. I don't hate him being on anyone's top 15 list. He definitely deserves to be on it. But in terms of being top 5, I think it's a bit early. But he's had a very unique career. And he did get fast-tracked a little bit. So when you say it was the shortest distance, I think he obviously rode off the coattails of the Adesanya wins, which he was well entitled to do. But he's backed it up. Who would you replace Francis with? All right. This is I'm gonna actually cheat here and look at. You've got Aldo. You've got. Do you have Topuria on your list? Topuria is 12th. Interesting. I'd have Max Holloway ahead of Stipe. I'd have Adesanya ahead of Stipe. Fuck it, I'd have Charles the Bronx ahead of Stipe. Henry Cejudo being double weight world champion. BJ Penn definitely cheated. It's a tough one, man. There's a few you could put in there. There's definitely a few. Frankie, I call man-hating women's fem cells or kitchen kittens. Kitten Kitchens is a sick one. Sorry, Kitchen Kittens is a sick one. And Dishwater Warriors is not bad as well. I mean, you're going about it every possible way of never getting vagina for the rest of your life. But some women do like how did BJ cheat? I think there was a PED thing, wasn't there? Or maybe I'm incorrect about that. Dude, Stipe had more title defenses than all those guys. You're biased against him. I don't hate Stipe at all. I just didn't think his title run was all that good. I think he basically rid the fact that heavyweight just was not great. Hot take: I have Charles Oliveira over Max Holloway. I don't think it's that crazy. I personally have Max higher. I think the amount of featherweight title wins he had was really something. But Charles Oliveira is amazing, and I hope we get to see that run back. I'd love to see that fight again. Plus, those guys have overextended their careers and ruined their records. I made a separate prime list for them. I think you've got to take that into consideration, though. I think if somebody takes far too long, it's like with Anderson Silva. I know he can't be on your list because of the PED thing, but I think having him, I think like it's fair to discount the latter part of his career because he carried on way past his prime. Phone died, mate. No worries, man. I'm glad you're back. Why are British women so ugly looking whores? I don't think British women are that ugly. Yo, are you covering Aspinall eye poke update? Now, Horse MMA, I couldn't give a fuck. He got poked in the eye. The fight's over. I'm ready to move on. I'm only going to start talking. I mean, I was ready to move on the morning after, to be honest. As long as they I just hope that it doesn't take too long to get booked again. That's all I care about. I'll start talking about the Aspinall thing again when he gets another fight booked. But I would be happy to hear an update from you, Horse MMA. And shout out to Horse MMA. Give the guy a sub. What's wrong? What's wrong? Mommy throw my ship away. She threw your ship away. All right, hang on a second, guys. It's all right. Sorry about that, boys. Oh, Father Maxin. Yeah, I'm the level-headed one in the family. I'm the one who never gets who never crashes out. So whenever there's a problem, I'm always the one who's like calming things down. Fight Night Father MMA. How you doing, Paradox? Shout out to Paradox the Chad. Give the guy a sub and check out his channel. Really good content creator and a long-standing friend of the channel. Actually, they don't hold any title records, I think. Just took a big shit. So I'm assuming your stomach is feeling better now. Charles and Henry have like 1 or 2 title defenses. They don't hold many title records. Max wasn't even the champ. What do you mean Max wasn't even champ? Max was the champion. Max was the featherweight champion for a while. Max Holloway's got to be in there. He had like multiple featherweight title defenses. Stipe defeated DC twice. JDS, Francis, Verdum. To be fair, the DC ones really are probably his best wins. Junior Dos Santos was very streaky at best. The Francis win, he got him when he was very underskilled and a bit too up his own ass. Verdum's a good win. I can see why, for me, Stipe's in the top 10, undoubtedly. But you've also got to look at comparatively what the rest of the heavyweight division is like. The fact that he's still seen as the greatest heavyweight of all time says more about the division than it says about him, in my opinion. There's not really a standout person who's gone on a long, fruitful heavyweight title run. It just hasn't happened, which is why I think there was such big hype and stuff about Tom Aspinall finally being the one who we could get. Aspinall provided medical records on his eye injury. He's got the Brown syndrome. Now Guru and others are reporting that the document has been altered. What the fuck is Brown syndrome? Fedor would have smashed Stipe. I completely disagree. Fedor's wrestling game wasn't that good. He was just a fucking brute. I think Stipe would have been way too well-rounded for him, in my opinion. But I do get the Stipe take. I think it's a fair one. Oh, because you glazing Max. Max Holloway is undoubtedly top 15. Frankie, Ireland is the richest country in the world, but they tax your ass to hell. They're definitely not the richest country in the world, but it's definitely a very, very expensive place to live. Like, I've been all over the world, and Dublin was by far, pound for pound, the most expensive place I've ever stayed in. And I was there for about a month. And even I was looking at my bank account going, fuck these guys. Fuck my own people. So I would say, if you're going to visit Dublin, just do it for a weekend. Don't hang out there for too long. That's my advice. Fedor was a beast on the ground, and Fedor was so calm and collected. I mean, he had a very decent submission game, but I didn't really think his wrestling was all that up to scratch. Can I have your sister's number? No. No, she'd shut you down anyway. I mean, I've got no idea what kind of bloke you are, but I just assumed she would. Remember when Tom asked Nina Jama about getting fingered by an MMA fighter? Well, now he knows. I hope he gets well, though. We need to get a rematch soon. Well, I don't know what this Brown shit is, but I will replace Francis with Max. Max Holloway and the Francis Ngannou discussion is 100% not. There's no discussion to be had. Max Holloway is one of the all-time greats. I think he's got the most significant strike count in UFC history, like by a country mile. He held the title for a long time, beat some really good competition. He did get hit a lot though, but to only get knocked out once in your entire UFC career so far is crazy. He didn't even get knocked down until that Superior fight, and he fought some absolute murderers, so he's got to be up there. A permanent tear type of tissue that can arise from being poked in the eye. The thing is, the whole argument was, I think when I look at the whole Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane situation, I think the anger from it is purely because we were waiting for such a long time. We didn't get the fight that we wanted, and then it ended in such acrimonious circumstances. I think if it had been just a regular fight on a regular card, nobody would have batted an eye at it. I think if it had been any other two opponents where there was no waiting, no hype, The eye poke would have happened. People have gone, "Ah, well, you got poked in the eye. Fight has to end," and nobody would have said anything about it. I think the fact that there was such high stakes in it and we were waiting for it so long is what made it a problem. I was thinking to put Fedor in there, but he got KO'd by Ryan Bader twice. Is that why Ryan Bader made an appearance? Ryan Bader's dog shit. Hamzat beat his record. I don't even want to get started on Hamzat Chimaev. What I told everyone multiple times that guy ain't coming back for a long time, and it's been confirmed that he's pretty much not going to be back until at least May, and I don't reckon we see him then, which will pretty much be 10 months after he defended his title, which is why I didn't want him getting the title to begin with. Brown syndrome is when you're born with an extra-related chromosome. So it's a troll job. Got it. The thing is, I don't give a fuck about Tom Aspinall. I don't care. Jesse, Matt Hughes was like the 5th highest title defenses in UFC history. There's no way he isn't number 5. And not only did he have a lot of title defenses, the welterweight division at the time was the flagship division in the UFC, and it was stacked from top to bottom. There were some killers in that division, and Matt Hughes was very, very well rounded. Frankie, my dad looks like a Sicilian Pablo Escobar if he sold pizza instead of cocaine. What is he? What? How does the pizza making? Oh, does he actually sell pizzas? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's why I was thinking to make an honorable mention on him. I don't hate it. I'm acting a little normal today. Kind of. I mean, for you, this is a very restrained version of you, although I do think the night is young. And you're building up to something really disgusting. But shout out to you, bro. I personally love having you here. I mean, I do feel a little bit sick reading some of the stuff that you say, but at least you're different. At least you come with something a little bit different. I think when it comes to the UFC, I think we all have to taper our expectations a little bit and just enjoy the ride that we've got. We've got about 4 weeks plus left of the year, and we've only got 2 cards left. I don't think there's a card immediately in January as well. So we've literally got 2 cards to take us through the next 5-6 weeks. I'm personally fine with that. I'm kind of looking forward to having my weekends back and not ruining them. I'm confidently picking Yan after a lot of thought. I'm interested to hear more, Paradox. Why are you saying that? The only reason why I'm not completely sold on the Marab win is because 4 title defenses in a year is obviously unheard of. I'm drinking a kind of a tea for my throat. It's not like breakfast tea. It's like it's got loads of shit in it. I don't know what it is. If my wife decided to poison me one day, she would 100% get away with it. Because I just drink whatever she puts in my cup. There's a lot of trust. But this is basically to fix my throat. I haven't said I'm officially sick yet. I'm still trying to fight off the symptoms, you know. He has a restaurant in Milan and Sicily. Opening up a pizza place in Switzerland is too rich for the average Italian block. Yeah, Switzerland is a very, very expensive place to get anything done. But yeah, Paradox, I don't despise the Yan pick. I think Yan is amazing. But after seeing what Marab did to him, yes, I have a wife and children, believe it or not. And everyone thought I was gay. Not everyone, just like 75%. Frankie, do you think John Jones would have defeated Francis? I do. I think he would have beaten him easily. Frankie's throat has taken a beating. I've got no rebuttal for that. That's usually the first people say when I come on here with a throat infection. Oh, sucking too many dicks lately, blah blah blah. Don't disparage people who suck dick, all right? They're a very important part of our lives, and we need people who are willing to do that for us. This tea is horrible though. Did you give up on the NBA Cup? I don't really care about it. To be honest, yeah, because the Warriors are doing so shit recently. I'm a very much a glory hunter when it comes to the NBA. So I'm not putting too much stock into it. When the Warriors start winning again. No, I've never been divorced. Marab's activity is one thing. Piotr Jan had a broken hand in the first fight, and watching it back, you can tell. Furthermore, I'm just sensing it on some Mystic Mac type shit. I like how you're stating that as your third reason. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't hate it as a pick. I genuinely don't. I think I just think the manner in which he lost that was a bit troubling for me. You broke it. It's okay. We'll get a new one. It's not a big deal. I need to start streaming at a later time. But yeah, I don't hate the take. John Jones has a wife and children. He's gay. What are you implying? Frankie, if you spend a day here in Switzerland, your wallet would cry. Don't underestimate how much money I've got. It's not a lot, I swear I'm broke. We know she's a beard, Frankie. It's fine. Does your wife peg you? I didn't even know what pegging was until a couple of months ago. I'm learning a lot from you, and it's all from you, this disgusting community that I have unfortunately cultivated. Frankie, I think you're drinking some ginger tea. No, it's got some like kind of herbal flowers in it. Frankie, is it gay if I imagine stroking to a female version of you? Damn. Yeah. It's a bit gay, but you're definitely in some gray area there. NBA is pointless until the playoffs, in my opinion. Yeah, I completely agree with that. The only thing is if that you're an NBA fan and you're a man, there's a lot of games to get through in the season. So at least if you genuinely love basketball, it's a really good sport to follow because there's so much of it to watch when the season's on. It's pretty much games on every day. So it's a good sport to follow. No slut shaming from me, mate. We should never slame sluts. Shame sluts. They are amazing. I think it's going to be like Power Tan Ank, where we're all thinking, what the fuck was this in the first fight? I don't hate that as a take at all. Weird. I must have assumed you were divorced because of that revolting hairline. What you think you think that would be a grounds for divorce here? And I'm going to tell you something now, Raze, yeah? I've always had this hairline. I was born with this hairline, and the reason why it looks so fucking bad is because, again, cunt, I don't have a fringe. I'm joking, your hairline's all right, totally normal. I take back that cunt comment. Frankie, I know you're going to live. I know you regret going live every day. Do you know what? Yeah, I haven't been live since I think Thursday or Friday, and I actually missed it. I did. Never same schluts. Sally sold seashells down by the seashore. I really struggle with S's. I think I might have a lisp. How to get a girlfriend? Have a be good looking, have money, be funny, have a great personality. Are none of the things that you need. Just punch at your weight class. Sally sold seashells down by the seashore. Nailed it. Asian women have a fetish for white men. I've got to admit, yeah, they're black men are starting to corner that market a little bit. They're starting to get in there. Fair play to them. We're gonna have to start fucking Martians now. Or fucking robots. Frankie, give us some dating tips and call it Freaky Night Frankie. I don't really have any dating tips. I think the thing is, yeah, like I've always been, what's the word? I've never really ever given a shit. Like when I was younger, I was a little bit of a simp. You know, I'd find like I'd punch above my weight too much. I'd find like a really hot woman and then I'd simp a little bit. But your boy had to learn. So my point is, yeah, just be yourself, never be a simp, and never be afraid to let a bitch out of the fucking stable. Do you know what I mean? Always be willing to always be willing to rotate the rotation. But you got one, so how hard could it be? Exactly. There is something out there for everyone. I met my girlfriend through domestic abuse, a match made in the abyss. What? I actually don't believe that you're capping at all. How do you meet somebody through domestic abuse? Was it like a domestic abuse support group and you were getting domestically abused at all, or did you infiltrate? Or yeah, here's a tip. Find a local sex addiction group near you and just weasel your way in there. Because we all know what they're there for. That's a quick way to get yourself laid. But don't blame me if you come out of that with something you didn't go in there with. Be yourself and start less fires, and don't let fireworks or barbecues in their house. Exactly. And don't piss on their laptops. Tip number 2. Don't date. Don't do what I did, which was get married, just bang and bounce. That's wonderful advice. That's wonderful familiar. I haven't had a date in centuries. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I used to meet women outside, like, I'd get into a natural conversation with them. Then I'd literally say, come over or don't. None of this going out to dinner bullshit. Fuck that. None of this going to a movie shit. The thing is, if I like a woman's company and we've banged a couple times and I'm still not I'm not disgusted by her presence, then if I happen to be going to a restaurant, you can tag along. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not doing the whole going to a restaurant, going to the movies, whatever it is people do. I don't even know what people do in an effort to bang. We have to get the banging out of the way first. No, Gotti, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. You nearly got me. I'm too wise to your fucking tricks these days, boys. You've made me very, very skeptical of every chat. Yeah, but I actually regret the piss thing, and I'm sure that's a good sign. To be fair, Beeswax, a lot of people are out there pissing on laptops and not giving a shit. So fair play to you, man. At least you didn't stand on it and go, so? I was drunk, man. What? You're not the only guy to piss on someone's laptop. In my opinion, though, you need to let the friend. How important is that friendship to you? I need to ask this question because it doesn't sound like it's worth it, in my opinion. I think maybe you should let it go. Frankie used to stalk women on hiking trails, catch them when they're alone, he said. I don't have to do that. I just fucking leave. No pun intended. I've always thought you were a romantic at heart. Here's the thing, boys. I've said this many, many times. Women have killed chivalry. They have. They did it themselves. Chivalry is dead. I think it was Dave Chappelle that said that. And I agree with him. I go to Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr for all my dating advice. In fact, Bill Burr pretty much saved my relationship by explaining how, if none of you have seen the clip on it, look up Bill Burr, how women argue. He has fucking nailed it to a T. If you can implement that into your life, how women argue, Bill Burr, check it out. It will change your entire perspective on how to deal with females. Frankie likes the struggle. I actually hate drama. I can't be bothered with it. The biggest problem I've had in relationships generally is that women have a very hard time triggering me because I never gave a shit in the first place. And that bothers them. And it draws them to me even closer. Frankie, Russian women are built for taking punches while being a good little punching bag. I've never pissed on a laptop, but I've thrown some ropes on a few. What do you mean ropes on a few? God, this tea is shit. And Frank did die for this live. Thanks, King. I appreciate it, man. My throat is fucking wretched. I don't know if I'm going to make it for the whole 2 hours, but I'm trying to settle in here. We've been 50 minutes. It's pretty good. But my throat is feeling it. It's a very important friendship. I love the dude like a brother, and I'm trying to help him pay off the mortgage so they can get married. It sounds to me, though, yeah, like, I mean, If pissing on someone's laptop can end a friendship, then you were never really friends to begin with. And if you've been helping the guy out, it sounds to me like this is something that the apology should have been enough. Do you know what I mean? It's just a laptop. I think the fact it sounds to me like his wife is playing a much bigger hand in it. She seems to not be too happy about your friendship, or maybe I'm reading that wrong. Man, Bill Burr has fallen from grace, became a Saudi shill. I mean, you're not wrong. I didn't see the whole thing, but like going out there was just. I'm sure a lot of people criticized it without having seen the performance. At the end of the day, if some rich Arab's going to throw some money at me, I'm not gonna turn it down. I think too much was made of that. They're taking everything. They're taking over everything. I don't know why comedians are getting roasted. I mean, their money's in football, their money's in basketball, their money's in MMA. And nobody really talks shit then, but they want to pay a comedian for a nice night. I don't really get it. I think that's a bit over the top for me. Oh, by ropes, he means webs from his third leg on the laptop. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. How do your bodily fluids taste like, Frankie? How the fuck would I know? DM me. I'll give you a full breakdown. How you doing, Yoda? Don't worry, you will heal. You are a throat go anyways. Thanks very much, Masad. I don't appreciate it. Like and subscribe. I think the like and subscribe thing is superlative now because what I've come to realize here is I have achieved what I've set out to do on YouTube. We don't really get any new fuckers in here anymore. It's more the same degenerates that are turning up. We've got a nice little base, and I'm happy with it. I rewatched Chael versus Silver 1. Good times. Yeah. The whole trajectory of human history would have changed if Chael Sonnen had held on for another couple of minutes and won that fight. I think the whole UFC would have been different. I'll give it a week to see if things chill out. If not, I'll key her car and leave flowers. That sounds like a fair compromise to me. My honest advice is give it some time to settle. Justin will beat Paddy. No, he won't. And I'm not even a Paddy Pimlet fan like that. He's going to get strangled to death. Paddy Pimlet has improved enough in the standing to deal with him now. And Justin's kind of shit. But shout out to you, bro. Arman doesn't deserve title. I agree, man. Getting a win off Dan Hooker and being inactive for nearly 2 years is not enough to get you a title shot. Fuck him. I don't care. He can cry all he wants about how much he hates Paddy. I don't think Paddy deserves it either. But the question is, who does? Frankie, is it bad if I say I don't feel bad for Charlie Kirk's death? You're entitled to your opinion, but you're still a cunt. I don't really like I said, I've talked about the Charlie Kirk thing before. I don't agree with his politics necessarily. I do think he was a very articulate guy. I got nothing against him. A man should not die in front of his family like that. It's more the nature of his death that bothers me. Having his wife and kid in the crowd and getting your neck blown out to me is just a despicable stain on humanity. Not just because he took the money, but years earlier, Bill criticized people for performing for some other's violent leaders' blood money. I forgot who. It's interesting, really. Maybe he changed his opinion. I mean, he's entitled to do that. I don't really think it's that big a deal. Frankie, do you think Paddy is a little version of Ian Gary? No, he's not. He's not. Ian Gary's a way better fighter than Paddy Pimlet. And Paddy Pimlet is way less of a jarring cunt than Ian Gary. I think there was a video I saw, a YouTube short, where somebody compared Ian Gary to, like, when you go out at 9 o'clock at evening to get some Starbucks and there's some annoying cunt working at the Starbucks. Ian Gary. That's exactly what it is. Sum that up perfectly. Can you do a vote if Connor is coming back to the White House? I'll tell you what, I'll save that poll for Tuesday because I think it's an interesting one. So like and subscribe and you can come and be a part of that voting process. I don't think Conor McGregor's ever coming back. He seems to be back off the rails again as well. I don't think we see him. Charlie Kirk dying doesn't affect me. I mean, it wouldn't. That's a perfectly human reaction to have. I mean, it's not something you would admit in civilized society, but that's how most people feel about other people's deaths. I edited my comment. Who are some guys with good title defenses, like 3 or above, who would be good honorable mentions to complete them? How about Aljamain Sterling? I think he had 2. Aljamain Sterling, maybe. It's hard to find people who have put a lot of title defenses together. I hate Paddy. Why do you hate him? And are you only putting title? Because if you're only putting title challenges into it, it becomes a little bit murky. Because some people have gone on really good runs and never seen a belt. I'll give you an example. Dan Henderson's an amazing one. Not sure if he ever popped or not, but he never went on like a title winning streak, but he beat some badasses. Millions of Americans were crying online. I don't think a lot of millions and millions of Americans were crying online. I think a lot of people were really gross about it. Charlie Kirk died because he tried exposing Israel. If a big Christian figure exposes Israel, Israel would fall down. Do you believe in Valhalla? I struggle to believe in an afterlife in general, to be honest, which genuinely scares me. You have a Birmingham accent. Now I've got a Southwest London accent. A Birmingham accent is really guttural and shitty. Is that what you're trying to say to me? I posted the Bill Burr short on your Discord and tagged you in it, Frankie. I appreciate it. I'll check it out. Frankie, Charlie Kirk's wife was charged with child trafficking. Me neither. Thought that Connor will come back, but the last month changed my mind. I said on a video 3 years ago that he was never going to fight again, and so far I've been correct. How you doing, Juice Man? It's under 60 seconds long if you want to play it. I wouldn't mind, but I can't open Discord here on my laptop, and I just can't be bothered to get up. But I definitely will play it the next time. I'll save it into my playlist, and the next time we're on, I'll bring it up. Why don't you like Izzy? I find him to be a cringy little weirdo, if I'm being honest. The Jews shouldn't have a country. I'm having a great day, Juice Man. Are you planning on going live tonight by any chance? I'm looking forward to seeing your career flourish because you've been around it for a while. You've been around on YouTube for a while, so it's really good seeing you doing your thing. Yeah, but some guys like BJ Penn have an awful win to loss ratios, even though they had good wins and defenses. I'm taking into consideration both title defenses and their overall records. The overall record thing's very, very deceptive, though, because in my opinion, Habib should be on the in the top 15, but he shouldn't be in the top 10 because his record is shit in terms of who he fought in his first 22 fights were against nobodies. I think Habib's only fought 3 elite level fighters. I'm having a great day, Juice Man. I hope you're having a good one as well. My throat is a little bit fucked. How are you doing, Adam Levin? You are a handsome guy. I'm sure you're a very handsome guy as well. I appreciate the glaze, but I am average at best. But I am Irish, but I grew up in England. Did you say the Jews should not have a country? I was just reading out the chat. Don't be angry, Chris Holmes. I do not agree with that. Shut the fuck up, Gareth Gates. Do you know what, Adam Brummy? Fair enough, man. You're definitely from England, and the hairstyle is very Gareth Gates-esque. So fair enough to you. And if you want me to shut the fuck up, just close the window, mate. It's really easy. The land was promised to my people 4,000 years ago, I'll have you know. Hendo did beat up GSP also. He was on PEDs, but it was common in this era. So basically, Raze is trying to make a PED free GOAT list, which is actually harder than you think. And it has to be confirmed PED usage. I got guys with good title defenses or good win to loss ratios only in another prime. I can upload it if you want. I would love to see it. Silver top 5. I think he's slowly getting out of it. Adam Brummy, are you saying I look like an Ant and Dec cross? I mean, with the hairstyle on the forehead, you might have a point. I do feel a little bit better. I love Khabib Nurmagomedov. I never heard of him. Why aren't people hating Amava for all of his eye pokes while they ganged up on Garn? Same gym as well, by the way. I don't really understand it. It's like I said, man. I think the anger about the Tom Aspinall thing was just purely because of the circumstances in which it happened. How you doing, Sam Gray? Nice to meet you, sir. Frankie is the effing man of the UK. Have some respect. Nah, you don't have to respect me. I haven't really earned that yet. Demetrius Johnson is number 1 in my opinion. Zonaraya Ahmed. Shout out to you, bro. Kevin Randleman has a better career than Zabit. But if you compare records, Zabit has a better one. That's a thing that I don't like about purely riding on the record thing. It's a tricky one. Randleman's record is 17 and 16. Favorite soda. I don't really drink soda, but if I had to choose, I would go with cherry Coke. Actually, no, I'm lying. 7 Up. Chilled, there's nothing that beats cold 7 Up. Some of you will be saying, what the fuck is that? It's basically Sprite, but not shit. Okay, so it's guys with bad records who had good primes. Give me a moment. I think you will hate my number one, but fight me. I mean, we're always going to argue anyway. You don't like McGregor. I used to be the biggest Conor McGregor dick rider, but I couldn't give a singular shit about him anymore. You need to understand, until you saw that the stance and punishment against PEDs were temporary, you need to consider that. I think that's a very, very good point. I think the PEDs are going on again right now. You look like Elon Musk. It's not the first time I've heard that. I wish I had his bank account and potentially his dick size, but life doesn't work that way. No, Randleman was a walking pharmacy. Yeah, I think everyone was a walking pharmacy back then. Have you tried root beer? I have. I tried it when I was in America. I tried a root beer float. It was pretty good. Hi, my name is Orlando. How you doing, Orlando? Nice to meet you, bro. Where are you from and what is your story? Frankie is just modest. Tell people about the time in the IRA. My dad was in the IRA, though. True story. Frankie was a crime boss. Bite the mic. Nah, I don't like the feeling of that in my... Nah. I don't like the material on my mic. Even that makes my teeth itch. Karate stance McGregor was goated. It was. What's up, Liverpool? What's up, Newcastle? Did you see our win? I'm not biting the mic. It's a very expensive, aside from the fact that it would feel very, very horrible, I don't like the material, and it's expensive. Bite your own, is that like a euphemism? Bite the mic. I'm not justifying cheating, but most fighters prior to, I think they're still on them now. I think literally, it's not about who's cheating, it's about how good you are at getting away with it. Pure and simple. I think everyone's doing something to get an edge. Favorite Irish dish? I would go with potato pancakes or Irish stew. How? You haven't hit puberty. I am 41 years old, you cunt. But I can understand by looking at my appearance, you might be deceived by that. I've got a 21-year-old daughter. So don't judge a book by its cover. And like and subscribe. The puberty thing is debatable, though, because you're right. I can't grow a beard. So there is that issue. But shout out to you, though, sir. Feel gay as well. You're just feeling gay today. Bite a cactus. I do have one here, but I'm not going to do that either. Frankie, Amber too calm. Frankie, Amber too calm. You're still on that, yeah? Musa, I don't trust you after the Indian shit throwing shit. I don't care if a fighter took roids, to be honest. I do kind of care. Because you can kill somebody in there. There's no hair. Under 18s need banning. I agree with you. If you are under 18, you shouldn't be in this channel. Because there's no telling what I might say at any given moment. Even today, most of the top fighters getting away with PEDs. You were right. I think so as well. I think it's a case of there are so many doctors out there that know how to flush your system and to help you get away with it. I think the PEDs have kind of been known to not help your performance on the night, and a lot of people have used that as an argument. However, PEDs help you to train and recover faster, so they shouldn't be allowed. Pure and simple. Removing one fighter who took roids because he got caught and keeping one because he didn't is silly. I mean, I can't argue with that. You are the under 18. I wish I was under 18. So many things I would go back and do. I was born in 1984, mate. Do you think Yoel Romero was actually a Cuban underground experiment? 100%. That thing they uncovered about his eye, what is it? My mind isn't working today. His eyes being extra thick or whatever. I'm telling your mumsy. Okay. Adam, where are you from, by the way? If you say Birmingham, I'm going to laugh right now. They should allow PEDs. Do you think they should just allow PEDs for everyone? The reason why they won't do it is because inevitably what's going to happen, if someone gets killed, they're going to blame that. I am men. You're multiple men. I shoot steroids in my dick. How you doing, peanut bar? What's good, man? Gotta be... What the fuck? They're saying Aspinall might need eye surgery. Oh, dear. Oh dear. But again, I'll say what I said from the beginning. I don't think that I think the Aspinall thing was blown way out of proportion. How does shooting in your steroids in your dick work? Your right nostril is massive. My nostrils are the same size, Adam, you silly wanker. It's just because I lean my head to the side slightly. That's how camera angles work. So if anything, I've got two big fucking nostrils. I'm so fucking pissed off at Dana for not making the Ilya versus Arman fight. I don't even remember the last time he listened to the fans and gave them the fight they want to see, just losing interest at this point. I don't really care about Arman not getting the title fight, but I think making Paddy and Gaethje makes no sense. They're clearly still angry with him. But if you put it in this way, he ruined an event, he didn't fight for 18 months, and then fighting Dan Hooker to get a title shot? I don't know, man. Do you know Tommy Robinson? I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. Don't really care for the cunt, if I'm being honest. Not that I hate the cunt either. I don't know. They should allow roids and blame it if someone dies. You see, I see you've gone in the other direction now. I like it. Correct. Steroids mainly helps in training, but also in the cage and absorbing shots and power. Is that factual? I just finished reading 1984 last month, the book. Synapse, it is an arduous read. I love George Orwell, but it's a hard read. It really is. A very, very hard read. I find like Winston to be a really annoying character. He's very, very hard to like. But the book, in terms of how prophetic it is and predicting a Big Brother state, is amazing. Frankie, what if the interim title fight was between Max and Charles? Can't really justify it either, though. Just can't do it. Max and Charles should never fight for a title again. They've had their time. Fuck off. What's a good sci-fi book? Yoda, I would go with the Expanse series. So start with a book called Leviathan Wakes. It's phenomenal. I would give that a go. The world is so random that I won't be surprised if your name is in the Epstein files, Frankie. Nah, I mean, I've got children, yeah. There is nothing I find more disgusting than the exploitation of young people. Like for me, nonces and rapists are higher than murderers for me. I can forgive a good murder. It's a hard read, and today Orwell has been put on a pedestal like he was some kind of messiah. Orwell was a great writer. You know, June is a very, very good book as well. But I'll be honest with you, yeah, I had to start it again like 4 times because it's a lot to get into. With June, you kind of because it goes straight in at the deep end. You know, they're talking about the Bene Gesserit and the world that they're in. It's very, very hard to connect with it immediately because it seems like an alien concept. Me and my 1-year-old will stick with Dr. Seuss, an old classic. Frankie can't be on the Epstein list. He always loves people 10 years above his age. I appreciate that, Ash. Also, I'd more likely be a victim than a fucking perpetrator. Do you know what I'm saying? If they turned up and I was there at any point, they would have put a blanket over me and carted me away. They would have assumed I was a victim. They wouldn't have even checked my ID. What if Aspinall wanted you in his corner? What are you doing? I mean, why not? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a great humorous read. I love it, yeah, but the thing is, yeah, I've only ever got halfway through it because it just gets fucking silly. But it starts out so brilliantly, and then it's just such a wacky thing to read that if you put it down for more than a week, which is what I sometimes do, I completely lost where I was and had to start over again. I'm pretty sure I've got early onset dementia because I forget stuff very, very quickly. Are any of your ancestors from South Africa? Not that I'm aware of. I've told you I'm going to do one of those 21andMe or whatever the fuck it is. I'm going to do 2 separate ones just to see how bullshit it is. Tom Aspinall not attending to back before March. He's definitely won't be back before March. Do it clap. All right, I'll do it for you just to prove that this is live. I'm bricked up right now. We all are. I'm not wearing pants. What's your favorite era of Irish history? I don't know, man. I haven't lived through any of them. I don't know how to answer that question. Frankie, are you rubbing a balloon on your head? Nah, this is just a little bit of hair product. I did it just for you guys. No balloon on my head. Are you not liking the hairstyle today? Just extra proof that I'm not balding. You know, just got thin hair. I'm doing all right. It's because of the steroids. It is. I'm jacked. You can tell. You sound like you're from London. Kinga Girly, I am from London. I'm actually from Southwest London. I'm assuming you're a Brit, the fact that you've managed to narrow that down. Shout out to you. Where are you from? Are you a Londoner as well? Why am I saying that in such a high-pitched voice? Like I'm excited? You're a Bangladeshi who turned white overnight. At least I'm not an Indian who turned white overnight. Not that there's anything wrong with being Indian. Why is Sinead O'Connor so loved in Ireland? Because she made harrowing songs that got to the soul. And I don't know, man. She broke the mold a little bit. She was a mad fucker though. But shout out to you, Kinga Girly. Well done for pointing that out. Have you been you have been shooting roids in your dick? If I start shooting roids in my dick, I won't be able to find pants that fit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Why do people say Slavic women look Mongolian? They unironically are maybe a bit below Nordics. Who the fuck is saying that, Sam? Was Sinead fit? How you doing, Brutally Honest? By the way, shout out to Brutally Honest MMA. Somebody who I have live streamed with on multiple occasions. Brilliant channel. Going from strength to strength. Subscribe to Brutally Honest MMA. He's a real one. I guarantee you, if you subscribe to this guy, you will be highly entertained. He also does a lot of live streaming as well, which is much better than anything you're gonna get here. But no, Sinead O'Connor was not fit. Whenever I think of her, I just think of her bald head. I just think of her pea head. Watermelon or mango? I don't like watermelon at all. Mango is the obvious choice. I don't like watermelon. Dude, I don't know how things work on that little island you got, but you definitely sound more British than Irish. It's because I grew up in England. What is the supreme bloodline? I'm not getting into this. Was she bald on purpose or for sickness? Nah, she was just a mad cunt. Frankie, do you think Oralbai's tribe discovered fire yet? They're the ones that discovered it. He does look like a Neanderthal, to be fair to him. He really does. He has a very unfortunate face. Pea head like Poirier, exactly. Exactly. By the way, cunts, if you wouldn't mind, do like the stream. I'd really appreciate it. Oh shit, it was the bald Irish lass. Yeah, it was. She was semi-hot though when she had hair. So as down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair road, their armed lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. Beautiful. Why don't you like watermelon? Shame on you. They're not that flavorful for me. They're not really a go-to fruit for me. I think they're really nice if you have like a smoothie or something, but I've never been a big watermelon guy. I uploaded the Prime goat list on the last comment live section. Hang on a second. Do you like dragon fruit? It's all right. I'll check it out in a minute. Yeah, Raze. Is it weird that Tom has now uploaded fake documents? I love that you're on that side of it. Who says cunt more? You guys or Aussies? Definitely us. Cunt is just such a beautiful word. And it's all the more beautiful when you realize how offensive it is to women. Watermelon is a hit or a miss. I just find it not flavorful enough. It's not even. Whenever there's a fucking fruit platter, I leave the watermelon alone. Sinead O'Connor is very attractive, Frankie. Cute, innocent, next door girl. I just can't stop thinking about the slaphead though. Raw mangoes are undisputed. Not gonna lie, they are good. Have you tried mango and sticky rice? It's fucking amazing. Watermelon for eating, by the way. I wasn't thinking about sticking my dick in it, although now that you've mentioned it. Do you like penguins? I do like penguins. Do you mean the chocolate bar or the animal? Be specific. A penguin bar inside a cup of tea is one of the most goated things ever invented. Free Diddy. He's going to be free in like 6 weeks. Maybe not that long, but Frankie won't eat any black food after that horrible incident at the Chicken and Waffles restaurant. I don't talk about that anymore. Do you like American football? I do like American football, but it's just a little bit too stop and start for me. Strawberries are the best. I've never really been a big strawberry fan either. They're all right. If my go-to, if I could only eat one fruit for the rest of my life, it would be white grapes, even though they're suspiciously green looking. I find it all a bit much that he's going to these lengths over a routine eye poke. Not all eye pokes were created evenly. But I will say this, and I'll just repeat it again. It was merely the fact that the fight ended in such disappointing fashion. I think that's why he's getting such shit for it. Favorite Lautan dish? No idea, man. Can you give me some examples? If Diddy gets free, you will see him. I reckon we're gonna have a P Diddy comeback. Word is you can fit a watermelon up your fart box. Fart box is such a horrible term. Or like Ken Shamrock, who literally roided all he could. Ken Shamrock was not a good fighter. But fair play to him, he made a go of it. Who would win in a fight between Trump and Modi? Trump would whoop his ass, mate. Frankie, how are you Irish and you don't know either the Foggy Jew or Come Out, You Black and Tans? I do know the Foggy Jew. I know her song. Pineapple was up there as well. I really like the smell of pineapple. And apparently, pineapple makes your nut taste really good. I'm not speaking from experience, but green apples. I fuck with apples as well. They are birds who live on a big cold island, dive in water to get fish, and live on land. Still, the fucking scientists classified it as a bird. Sounds like a misstep to me. All right, Rays, I'll read it now because this is the Ray show. Hang on a second. All right, so judging by their entire career, we've got GSP number 1, Demetrius Johnson number 2, Alex Pereira, Islam, Matt Hughes, Alexander Volkanovski, Jose Aldo, Marab, Stipe, Daniel Cormier, Pantoja, Ilya Tapuria, Max Holloway, Khabib, Baz Rutten. I don't hate it. I think that's actually a very, very good, in terms of career, I think that's a very, very good list. There might be a few that I would shift around. I would probably have Ilya Tapuria higher. And I'd probably have Matt Hughes lower. But apart from that, it's a very good list. Yeah, but the MRI says no injury, and he's gone to about 30 eye doctors to get some diagnosis, and the diagnosis is nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's people aren't going to be sad. Even if he had like a horrific confirmed injury, nobody's going to be satisfied with it anyway. Frankie, do you think they should electrify the cage so motherfuckers don't grab cages? No, because then if you back them up against it, they're gonna get a shock as well, innit? Khabib beneath Ilya and Max. You've got to be kidding me. He should be below Ilya and Max. Khabib's early career record is a fucking embarrassment. But having said that, Khabib's one of those people. If he continued on in his career, I don't think he would have ever lost. But we can't take hypothetical wins into consideration. He retired too early, and he didn't fight enough like elite level competition, in my opinion. Oh, for fuck's sake, Rays, man! Oh, prime goats, right? Sorry, I'm already not liking this. Cain Velasquez should not be number 1. No, the Cain Velasquez glazing is way too far. Just because DC said he was that good. Conor McGregor number 3. I don't hate that. Prime goats. Dominic Cruz is a good one as well. Cain Velasquez, no way though, bro. JDS, I don't really agree with that. BJ Penn should be up there. Henry Cejudo, yeah, maybe. Charles Oliveira, Aljamain Sterling. I've got to be honest here. I'm less keen on this list. I'm less keen. I'm just joking with you, bro. I don't mind reading it out. It's nice to be able to keep keep MMA related for a little while. What do you teach at your job? I teach English literature. Right now, I've just got off a unit of dystopian literature, which I very much enjoyed. And I'm going to be doing Shakespeare for the remainder of the semester. So I'm not really looking forward to that. And I'm doing a lot of poetry. I wouldn't mind if he was blind, I'd accept that. I think that's what people want at this point. Kane injury free was a beast, though. He was, but this prime Kane thing. I mean, what would you consider his the prime moment of his career? When he beat JDS after getting fucking chinned by him? I don't know. Cain Velasquez was a very good fighter, but his career is going to go down as like an underachievement, in my opinion. Dan Hooker could still be very good. Dan Hooker's at least very fun. What they should do with Dan Hooker, is you have to just put him against strikers. Khabib was the gambler's favorite, 100%. MMA Now 27 would appreciate it. You suck at MMA stuff. It comes down to opinions. That's all it is. With MMA, everything's very subjective. Do you think Gene Silva would beat Lopez in a rematch? I do actually. I do think it is. I am back. Welcome back, Adam Levin. I think that if the fight had continued, if it had gotten out of that second round, I think Gene Silva would have beat him. I think he just fought too much on emotion. Genuinely, how is Islam not considered the GOAT already? The competition he beat is insane. I disagree though, yeah. I disagree. I think he got a lot of layups. I think he got an awful lot of layups. I think the Volk second fight shouldn't really count. Guy jumped off the couch. The Moicano title defense, the getting a title fight off Bobby Green. I don't like any of that shit. There were better people in his division he could have fought. I think the Armand fight was there for him as well. I don't know, man. I think he left the division a little bit too quickly. I do think he will eventually be considered the GOAT because I think he'll win 2 more. I think he'll sucker Ilya into coming up at 170 and then beat him, and I think that will age like crazy. I'm not saying Cain Velasquez wasn't good, but having him as prime number 1, it's crazy. I knocked out my classmate because he was trying to bang your girl. How was he trying to do that? But Sam, I don't hate anyone who has Islam at the top of the GOAT list. I don't mind it. I really don't. He's personally not my number 1, but it's got to the point where it's not ridiculous anymore. Who do you think might be able to beat Movsar? I think Volkanovski would beat him. I do. But that's really about it. I think Movsar is probably the second best fighter in the division right now, and definitely deserves a title shot. People should be more outraged about that, not the Paddy versus Gaethje thing. Don't forget the first JDS fight, Cain was seriously injured. Yeah, but he's always injured though, isn't it? That's always his excuse. Do you think dolphins are just gay sharks? I do a bit. How many countries have you traveled to? I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm going to say about 50. Hey, Frankie boy, how you good? How all good. Sorry, man. How you doing, Anders Peterson? Dolphins are straight, bro. Are they? Has that been confirmed? But it's not his fault, but it still happened. You know? I'm not saying it's his fault, the competition that he faced, but it still is relevant, you know? I don't think Makachev has ever turned down a fight, but he does do very convenient things, like only fighting at certain times, taking fights when he knows that better opponents can't step up at the time. There's stuff like that. Have you been to Thailand? I've been to Thailand like 30 times. It's my favorite place to visit. You can fit in the reasons for that on your own, but they're not why you think they are. Because you can go to Thailand and enjoy you can enjoy the hot women there, but you can't really fuck them because your dick will fall off. I still don't understand why you don't want Matt Hughes at 5 in the career list. And it's just I'm a big Matt Hughes fan. One of the first videos I made on this channel was about Matt Hughes and the welterweight GOAT list. And I had him at number 2 or number 3 as far as I can remember. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's amazing. But top 5, I can't subscribe to that. Islam just needs a win against Shavkat now, and hands down he becomes the GOAT. If he beats Shavkat, it is game over. It is game over. I think I'd have him at number 1 at that point. I think he's maybe 1 or 2 wins away. If he beats a really good welterweight contender and then beats Ilya, it's hands down over. But I think he might need both. A dolphin would fuck a shark's nostril and get away with it. I saw some documentary that shows dolphins to be rapists and cruel. That's really ruined them for me. I mean, I'm not a fucking huge dolphin. I mean, who gives a fuck? In the animal kingdom, everything's allowed. So yeah, if they do Islam versus if he beats Shavkat, even if he beats Ian Gary, if he beats Ian Gary and then beats Ilya, I would have him as top. Any of those. If he beats either Ian Gary, Shavkat, or Michael Moraes and then beats Ilya, I would have said so about Volk too, but he knocked him out with a perfectly placed high kick in the first round. How would anyone even train for that? But it's about not being fight ready, about not being as sharp. I genuinely don't think Volk would have got caught with that if he'd been at his best. I just don't. And the first fight he had against him was very dubious, you know. You can make an argument that Volk won the first fight. I personally don't think he didn't, and I really wanted Volk to win. But it was closer than it should have been. Tip for people trying to get laid. Don't say she has a brain like a dolphin. It may sound like a good complaint, but they won't see it like that. That's a good way to go. Definitely don't say she's as dumb as a dolphin. I can't think of anyone who can replace him, though. Maybe Marab or Volk in the future, but just yet, there's no one else. You mean as GOAT? Marab should be higher in everyone's conversation, in my opinion. The way that it's not the fact that he's beaten very, very good competition. The activity on the guy is amazing. And what I love about Marab fights is he really does a great job of like sucking the soul out of the people he's fighting. How far away is Islam to be the GOAT? I reckon 2 more. If he beats like a top welterweight contender and then say an Ilya or 2 top welterweight contenders, it's over for me. Orcas hunt and eat great whites in the south coast of Africa just for their liver because it's very calcium rich. Oh, you mean at number 5? At number 5, I mean, Volk is there or thereabouts. Evening, officer. How you doing, sir? A win over Shavkat or Ian. I don't hate that either. He's definitely for me. The top 4 are like interchangeable. If you've got GSP, Mighty Mouse, John Jones, and Makachev as your top 4, and you're rotating, I can't argue with you. It really comes down to opinion at that point. Islam just needs a win against Shavkat now, and hands down he becomes the GOAT. I don't know about hands down, but Islam sympathizers definitely have a stronger case as ever. Matt Hughes is the best option for number 5. Volkan Marab probably will be over him. Oh, fair enough. I don't think Matt Hughes is high enough to be number 5. I'd have him at number 10, and I don't think that's an insult. We're talking about the greatest fighters of all time, and there have been many great fighters. I think having Matt Hughes as number 5 is dubious, especially with some of the losses he had. No, not that one. Can you post it again? Because once I start going back, yeah, it's a fucking shit show. Is there a path for Volk to be pound for pound number 1? No. I think this might be his last fight. I reckon he's got 1 or 2 more left, so there's no way. How many fights do you think Islam has left? I reckon he does 2 more. John Jones is probably the most high IQ fighter of all time, but he's got too many asterisks against his career. Too many decisions he probably should have lost. Too many close fights he should have walked. The OSP one is embarrassing. The Thiago Santos, when he busted his leg out in the first round and he still couldn't got a split decision in that one, is a problem. The Gustafsson fight was a problem. The Dominic Reyes one was a problem. There's so many fights where it was just too close, and he probably should have lost a few more than he has. And let's not mention the PED usage and the cheating. People never become goats fighting everyone. Fans want them to fight. You do need to pick and choose to reach the pinnacle. Floyd, I don't disagree with that. Smart people pick and choose. If you keep on doing that, then eventually you're going to get banged over. You came from the MMA. There's no way no way. How you doing, Zach Dolan? What's good, man? I was just about to head off as well. How you doing, Good Noodle? I haven't seen you for a while. Fiddly D 4423. Big Piggy Raid. No fucking chance, mate. How you doing, though, boys? Are you people still calling him Piggy in his own fucking live streams? I don't know how he puts up with it every day. You men are brutal. There's no... How the fuck could... There's no way this is a guru raid. It's a guru raid. There's 45 fucking people in here. Jesus Christ. He didn't raid, but he mentioned you. Do you know what? He came in here one time, yeah? Not in the zesty way that you're suggesting, but he came into a live stream of mine one time. And I literally shit my pants. Literally. Well, not literally, but I absolutely freaked out. On the inside. I was pretending to be cool. He mentioned you, then left. Do you know what? Yeah, that will do. Shout out to MMA Guru, man. Really appreciate it. Guru sent us, he is the Pigstar. I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now. I'm trying to... You're the only MMA guy live right now. That'll be the reason then. And I'm not really an MMA guy. I'm just a guy who comes in here and just talks and just waffles about whatever you guys want to talk about. His pigness sent us. I really appreciate it. I've never had an MMA guru raid before, but he has been in here himself, and it was quite the experience. I appreciate that, Zach Dolan. A very small channel out here. I don't really do anything meaningful, and I'm not monetized. I'm just here for the vibes and here for the community. Bro shat is jocks, 100%. We're coming a long ways from Jerusalem. Man, shout out to him. I can't... And literally, it's weird, yeah, because I was going to stop streaming at an hour and a half. Talk about the demographic replacement of England. I can't do it, man. It's too heartbreaking. Oh, musical. You were responsible for this. Shout out to you, man. I really appreciate it. And I was literally seconds away from leaving. So shout out to everyone who's turned up. I really appreciate you. What do you think of the Lopez title shot? I think it's a travesty, man. I like Diego Lopez a lot, but there are so many other people they could have put up for that. Don't ask me to name them. He is here to cosplay as Elon Musk. I get called Elon Musk at least once a stream. Frank Mir versus Fedor in their prime. Still got to go with Fedor. I just think he was too powerful and too brutish. He doesn't care. I did race mix, and I'm fucking proud of it. Would you agree Floyd Mayweather is the pinnacle of boxing? Because that son of a bitch only got hit seriously once. I wouldn't say the pinnacle, but he was certainly amazing. Musical was a good soldier. Another one that I owe Musical. A good lad. Can't blame you. It's sad. I'm not really worried about getting arrested. It's just more that I don't really know what to say about it at this point. And I live in my own bubble. You look like Lex Friedman. I get that a lot as well. I either get Lex Friedman or like Elon Musk. One of the two. I don't see the Elon Musk thing, but I do see the Lex Friedman thing a little bit. Do you watch boxing? If so, who's your favorite boxer? I do watch boxing. I was a boxing fan before I was an MMA fan. I would say my favorite boxer to watch right now is probably Inoue. I just think the little Asian fucker is slick. So yeah, I go with Inoue. I kind of prefer the lighter weight classes. But I do enjoy boxing for the better part. It's just hard to get behind it now because the fucking cards are awful. Would you switch your body with Shrek for $100? It's not that much of a sacrifice, to be honest. Do you wear a small hat on Saturdays? I don't, man. I don't. Do I look Jewish? That might be the most hurtful thing that anyone's ever said to me in here, and I've had some horrible shit said in here. Believe it. Are you a good guy? Not really. Not really. I'm all right. I'm acceptable. You're Elon from the cheekbones down. Oh man, the lips. Frankie's favorite boxer is Jake Paul. I've actually got a lot of respect for Jake Paul. I'm not even joking. Ayo, Central C from the ghetto. Oh, not Central C, man. Central. I like that you say from the ghetto. How you doing, all shorts? Welcome back, bro. Frankie, the horse is not out of the barn. Women can't be sent to the kitchens, I agree, but foreigners can go back. You look Christian. I was raised Catholic, but I don't fuck around with any of that shit anymore. I'm American, and I wonder how strict the UK speech laws are, because I can't imagine being arrested for speech. I don't know anyone who's been arrested for it, to be perfectly honest, but it's definitely going down. I think there was like 3,000 arrests last year. You need lip filler. No, I don't. I don't suck dick, mate. So what do I need it for? And if the ladies don't like it, yeah, it's their own fucking problem. Thoughts on Mayweather versus Pac-Man rematch? I mean, what's the point? The original fight was way too late to begin with. Have you played Time Splitters? I played it like a couple of months ago even. Time Splitters holds up pretty fucking well. I kind of wish that they would like remake it because it's still a very good game. And I know they're remastering it, but I wish they would just do a whole... I do not look like Macron. How dare you? And I certainly don't have his taste in old wrinkly vagina. Edgy DG has been the only thing that keeps me sane for years now. You mean edging? They arrest 10,000 a year and lead the what? 10,000 a year. The last numbers I heard were like 3,000. It's honestly a sorry state of affairs. You should be able to say whatever the fuck you want, in my opinion. Raze is still banging. All right, Matt Hughes, he should be number 5. I give up. Matt Hughes is the 5th greatest fighter of all time. I surrender. Please stop battering me with this shit. Yeah, what's wrong with saying vagina? Van wins, trust me, guys. I hope you're right. I think it would be a fantastic story. I think it's too early for him. You look like you played StarCraft back in the day. I would have loved to have got into that. Is that an MMA? Is that an MMO, rather? Try Kabaddi Sports. You will love it. I already ganked my shit already. You're a little bit of a lefty. I'm definitely not a lefty. I genuinely feel bad for you lot in the UK. Don't worry, it's all right. It's not as bad as things seem. It is you, the unconventionally very attractive man. Thanks very much. What's unconventional about my... Do you know what? Don't tell me. Because his wife's a man. That's an oxymoron, sir. My wife's definitely not a man, but she sometimes acts like one. You like fish and chips. I do. Who doesn't like fish and chips? Have you got 2 for sale? What? Can you be more specific? Who'd win, you or Satan Yahoo? Don't know who that is. Future Perfect was better than Time Splitters 2. Get the fuck out. Future Perfect was not very good. Have you heard that Matt Hughes wrote in his autobiography? The worst thing I can recall is that he threw pig testicles at a teammate and mutilated animals. That doesn't sound that bad. What's your go-to drink on a night out? Excellent question. I would go with either a White Russian or a whiskey sour. Put an egg into your drink. If you guys haven't tried it, it's sensational. You know the Brits, you know why the Brits they say stiff upper lip? Because they don't have them. I'm Irish, mate. I don't like seafoods. I enjoy seafood. You have a great face, but not fully developed. Well, it's too late now, man. I'm 41. I've done all the developing that I'm going to do. But you would kill to look like me at 41. Frankie, read it and I won't talk about Matt Hughes again. Fucking hell. All right, hang on. Matt Hughes got the 5th highest title defenses in arguably the most packed welterweight division ever. Without PEDs, there's not as many fighters as I think there are. He is the best option right now. All right. I'll let it go. You're over 40, right, Frankie? You've been thinking to jump on the TRT chain. I've thought about it. But I'm worried about what the side effects might be. And do you like shrimp? Is there going to be a follow-up question where somehow you start talking about dicks? I do like shrimp. No, it's a glorious face that doesn't need perfect symmetry to be attractive. It's the charm. It's the confidence. Oh, thank you, Koki. I appreciate that, man. Matt Hughes also admitted to sexual assault with a minor whom he then married. Ooh. Surely that should affect things. Northern Irish or real Irish? Real Irish, bro. I was born in a city called Cork, not Cock. I'm going to type it out because people always get confused when I say this. Cork. Would you? I'm not answering. Musa, for fuck's sake, man. Tom Aspinall would get an attempted murder charge if he steps in the octagon with John Jones. You reckon so? I think that's a 50-50 fight. A prime John Jones beats Tom Aspinall, in my opinion. Let me give another shout out to Brutally Honest MMA. If you're not subscribed to him, then please do so immediately. And also subscribe to Musical MMA. And thank you so much for getting this raid going. I really, really appreciate it. TRT has no bad side effects. I'm 25 and I've used it for 2 years. I don't really want to fuck with my physiology, I guess. You look way younger than 41. I appreciate that, man. I've also got a 21-year-old daughter. How do you think Jones versus Aspinall would go? I think John Jones would beat him by decision. A prime John Jones. Right now, I think Tom Aspinall would beat him. Who would win in an oiled twerk-off between Derek Lewis or Paddy Twinklet? Thank you very much for putting that into my fucking head. I would argue that Derek Lewis has more bunda. But don't forget your hairline is already bad. If you're going to use TRT, it's done for sure. Don't worry, Burko. I've got enough money in the bank, and I'm planning on going to Turkey when it eventually fades. Because my hair is going to go eventually. It just will. And I can't grow a beard. So as I've said multiple times, I can't have no hair whatsoever on my head. I don't think I can pull it off. Can I date your daughter? Nah, she's got a boyfriend. I mean, just no. Your name's Mr. Freaky. Under 40 TRT is super unnecessary. Depends on the person, I guess. I think my tea is fine. I still get a raging hard on in the morning. So we're still good. Protect kids from trans. I absolutely think we should. But I also used to say things like that about gay people. I hope your daughter doesn't watch your lives. She doesn't, fortunately. I've said some really disparaging shit about marriage in the past, and she did bring it up though. So, but yeah, we should definitely not tell anyone about trans people, at least until they're 21. Get a turkey beard and be bald. I might have to fuck with that, to be fair. I'm gonna when I eventually do it, I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. I'm just gonna put a vote on, and I'm gonna say, should I do the beard, or do the hair, or do both? Is your daughter a baddie? How dare you ask that? How the fuck would I know? Just use minoxidil and finasteride, you'll grow a beard. Do you know what? People have mentioned this to me a bunch. Would you let Shrek? Oh my god. So Gaethje, I think Paddy Pimblett's going to beat him, to be honest. I think Gaethje's fallen off. We are a very religious and conservative country. Which country is that? Where are you from, Juby? And where are you from? I don't like reading out people's ads. I don't know why YouTube has taken away like YouTube nicknames in the chat. Frankie, how about a stash? Do you think you could rock it? I reckon I could. I reckon I could fuck with a stash. 100%. I reckon I could make that work. I genuinely do. But you see, I've got quite a boyish face, so I've never really needed a beard. I've never worried about it. But if I lose my hair as well, it's game over, man. I like your straightforward answers without any sugarcoating. It's because I think I might have autism that I've never had diagnosed. Rosemary oil. What, do you just like rub it into your face? If Paddy gets flatlined in the first round, what do? I get on with my life, mate. I'm not that invested in Paddy Pimlet. I know you hear a British voice and you think we're all out here sucking each other's dicks. We don't do that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm not saying that, Musa. I don't trust anything you say these days. Don't take that shit. It fucks with your hormones. Also, your hairline is fine. And for 40, it's basically untouched. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. I hope you subscribe because you seem like a nice bloke. I'm from Poland. We don't want gays, migrants, and stuff like that. I think you've got it all figured out. I think Polish people have really got things figured out. They say what they mean and they don't give a fuck. I visited Poland once and it was amazing. I only went for a weekend though, and I really need to go back. Justin Gaethje is a very overrated. Anyone good he fights, he loses to. His best win is Poirier with one hip and they're one-on-one. And Justin is overrated. Justin is a very limited fighter. I'll put it that way. If you go bald, you will look like a true English geezer. I'm not sure I want that though. Boys, leave the man's daughter alone. Nah, to be honest, it doesn't really bother me. She can defend herself. You're going to come to realize being in here, Burko, yeah, I'm not very sensitive. Poland is cool. I definitely have to go back. And to be fair, it's like, it's an easy enough place to get to for me. Short little plane ride. People there are based as fuck. That's never going to happen because Justin Gaethje is washed up. Justin's going to smoke your boy. Paddy Pimlet's not my boy, bro. I couldn't give a fuck. If anything, I think he's a little bit of a wet wipe. I'm more saying it from like, I just think he's improved a lot as a fighter. I think his stand-up's a lot better than it was. And he's looking very, very strong for that division. So I don't know. Do you identify with Ian Gary's Brazilian heritage or deny him because of his cringe? I was delighted when the Brazilians say they'd take him on. I would happily sign the paperwork. I do not let Ian Gary identify as Irish. Bring her on stream to defend herself. Yeah, nice try. She wouldn't soil herself with this scummy fucking channel. Justin Gaethje's best version was when he fought Khabib, and it was awfully pathetic. It was a domination. I've heard under 8k pounds you can do a whole head and beard translation in Turkey. You can, apparently. I mean, I haven't looked into it. It shows you how well I'm doing in life that I haven't even looked into how expensive it is. Although, I've also had people tell me that going to Asia is the best place to go now. Where in America have you been to? So I've been to Boston, I've been to New York, I've been to California, I've been to Las Vegas, and I've been to Washington. I think that's it. Paddy Pimlet is the Jake Paul of the UFC. I think that's a little bit harsh. When Paddy Pimlet was first in the organization, he wasn't very good. And the Jared Gordon win is still going to go down as one of the worst robberies in UFC history. But he's improved a lot. I know that Michael Chandler is a dumb little goblin, but the way that you dispatched of him was somewhat impressive. I feel bad for you guys getting Muslims who marry kids and us Americans get bad Latinas. You definitely got the right end of the deal on that one. Who you got at 155, Max or Ilya? Ilya Superior. Ilya Superior all day long. I do think Max has looked decent in his last 155 outing, and I thought it was terrible. Come to Miami next time. Miami is very high on the list. I've heard it's fucking crazy out there, and I do need to give it a go. Lose face fat and work on hair and gain muscle. Congratulations, you become a new person. I mean, if you're talking about me personally, I don't think I could get any thinner than I am. I mean, I'm 64 kilograms at the moment, and I'm 5'7". I don't think I could shed any more weight. Dana should make a fight between John Pork and Dildo Dennis. They might as well at this point. John Pork is a disgrace, though. Like, he jumps people from behind, and he still doesn't get the job done. No knockdowns. It's embarrassing. Isn't he supposed to be like a kickboxer as well? You should visit Miami and... Why Seattle? Out of curiosity. Miami's definitely high on the list because I've heard it's just an experience. You know, you can kind of just do whatever you want. Ilya or Islam at 150? Choose one within 3 seconds. Islam. I've said it multiple times. But I think Ilya would beat him at 155. I think Poland still has immigration problems. Not Muslim, though. Well, they did let a lot of Ukrainians in. Have you ever competed in any martial arts personally? I competed as a child in, I'm not a child, but like a young teenager in judo, which is basically useless now. So no, I'm not really. Probably 90% of this chat would have. I don't want to say an easy time with me, but I'm not a big individual. I'm only 5'7". I don't weigh a lot. So as men go, I said 170, and no, you fucking didn't. You said I said once. I said he would win at 170, and then I said Ilya would beat him at 155. Cunt. I extended what you were saying. Seattle is the same weather as England, pretty much. I could fuck with that. People complain about the English weather quite a lot. I enjoy it, man. I love the cold rain. I love the thunderstorms. I don't understand why people always go somewhere where it's really fucking hot. Personal opinion, don't complain of immigrants if you bomb their countries. I'm not complaining about immigrants. And I didn't bomb their countries. I'm Irish. We didn't do anything. I've got no issue with immigration. I've got a slight issue with illegal immigration. And here's the thing. I've got an issue with any immigrants who come into a country and commit crime. That's basically it. Would you take yours in your own mouth for $1 trillion? Yeah. Yeah, I would. Are Polish women like that in the UK? I've only met a couple Polish women. They're exactly the same as when they're in Poland. But Mr. Freaky, you have a point. All right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping the stream up pretty soon. I'm going to give it another couple minutes because I do have work in the morning. But shout out to all the new people who subscribed. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this channel is very tiny, but you won't have to ever spend money to state your opinion in here. South American weather is just humid all the time. Some rain and snow every 3 years. Hot weather just makes me sleepy, man. You have good scope in the movies. Have you ever tried? What do you mean by good scope in the movies? In front of a camera while 1 billion people are watching you live. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? If you think I'm a prideful person, you're incorrect. I come on YouTube and make no money from it. And I have some pretty rusty, stupid opinions. So if you think drinking my own nut is gonna be a problem for me for that kind of money, you're absolutely wrong. And I don't even need it. But I would be thinking about all the good I could do. It would be selfish not to. And it's my own jizz, bro. And it's not that big a deal. I think Polish women are super nice and straightforward. And they're apparently demons in the old sack as well. Apparently they're down for their guys. And that's what we need these days. We need women who are just down. Polish women supposedly have a reputation for going for Arabs and blacks, and they seem to like Italians more than their own men. Is that true? I don't know, man. That's not what I've heard. But I've got no idea. What do you do for a living? I'm a professor of English literature. And judging by my smug face, I'm actually quite proud of it. But the university I work at is a very tough place to work. So it's been a challenge. Frankie, are you close to retirement? Yeah, I reckon I've got 2 more years. I was gonna retire this year again, but I got promoted again, so I figured I'll stack a little bit more. I'm basically waiting for my son to be old enough. Send Frankie Turkey 2-3 years and forget. I'm gonna vlog the entire experience when I do it, because fuck it. You boys have all been. I'm gonna make you choose the beard or the hair, and then I'm gonna document the entire experience. I don't need it quite yet because my hair is still there. Who do you think the pound for pound hardest puncher ever? I'd say George Foreman is definitely up there. George Foreman was a brute. I think it's hard to argue with George Foreman. I know a lot of like people are gonna say like they're gonna go over like Deontay Wilder or something like that. It's not. George Foreman was just naturally powerful. He was a brute. No, I've heard Polish women are super patriotic. They generally are as a nation. Islam will die. Globalization will kill all religions. You reckon so? Not in the AM. How you doing, man? Shout out to Not in the AM in his channel. I really beard and hair. All right, I'll go with the beard and hair. It's something I know that I'm gonna regret, but I could go with the. How you doing, Witch King of Angmar? I'm really sorry you've turned up at this point, yeah. But I'm literally about to head off. Like my throat's completely fucked. I wasn't even gonna come on at all today, but I'm glad that I did. Getting a guru raid was a nice surprise. Genuinely, shout out to him. Do you make a lot of money? I make about 125 grand a year before taxes. So after taxes, I make about 80, 85, something like that. And all the, all the stuff that goes with it. Try wig. My hair is not that bad. I'm not doing that bad. Do you mean try like a beard wig? The Klitschko brothers had some power in their hands for this, and they were reasonably technical as well. Reasonably technical. Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you to everyone who jumped in, who came into the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you. It is Sunday night, and Monday is a very long day for me. I'm also taking my mother to the cinema after work, so it's going to be a very, very late one for me. When did that Guru Pig come into your life? It was like a year ago, something like that. Maybe not that long ago. I made a short about it, or I did a short of it. It's when I had long hair as well. I looked like a right nonce. As long as I remember, one of them was unstoppable. It was Vladimir. George Floyd versus. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming in. Sam, Witch, All Shorts, all the boys. Westy, thanks for deputizing as always. Musa, thanks for your weird fucking questions, you creep. Wear a Santa's beard for a next Christmas stream. I could do that. I could stick a fake beard on to see how it would work and do it for the stream. Shout out to Brantley West for coming in for the first time. Mr. Freaky, appreciate you. Showbiz as always. Yoda, you're always here. Showbiz, I think I said you already. Burko, nice having you here for the first time. You seem like a really good guy. I hope you hang out longer. Shout out to Masad as well. Shout out to Mohammed. Do you know what I'm gonna have to James Dillon, shout out to you. I'm gonna head off for the night. But you still look like a right nonce. Fair enough, Brantley. I'll take it. Which movie what? You can't just shout out which movie with no context. But shout out to all of you guys. Really appreciate you. I'm going to head to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. In a bit, guys. Much love. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'd appreciate having you back, Brantley. You were fun having here. I appreciate it. I usually stream about every 2 days or something like that. In a bit, guys. Fuck off, Musa. And like and subscribe. In a bit, guys. Appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend wherever you are. In a bit, guys. Oh, what are you gonna? Oh, sorry. Which movie are you gonna watch with your mum? Fucking hell. Good question. One sec. I'll answer that question before I go because I don't want to be rude. Wait. It is. Shit. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. I think you should enjoy it. Sorry, bro. That was it. That was my bad. In a bit, guys. Appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll catch you on the next one. I'll probably be back on Tuesday. Definitely won't be tomorrow. In a bit, guys.